Alright, so I haven't done a collab in a hot minute and my content quality is steadily decreasing, so today we're going to be doing a storytime collab with Cherriibomb. You guys might remember her, about the dumb things that we did as kids, and knowing me, that's going to just be a very long list, so hopefully this will be entertaining. If you do enjoy the video, make sure to check out Rex's channel afterwards and give her a sub. She definitely deserves it, and without further ado, I'll let Rex go ahead and introduce herself.
Hey guys, I'm Rex, and thank you again for having me on your channel, Qwizz. Like Qwizz, I did some really stupid stuff as a child, so I hope you enjoy. If you like my content, feel free to check me out, and while you're at it, give Qwizz a sub too if you aren't already subbed.
When I was younger, I had a friend that I often spent a lot of time with. Now, our personalities were definitely, under no circumstances, were similar. She was super kind, polite, quiet, and mainly gullible, whereas in my elementary school days, I was super hyper and I would always make dumb stories and stuff in my head. I'd always play tricks on her, and now that I think of it, she really didn't deserve that. But I managed to convince her things like fairies were real and I had epic superpowers. And you're probably thinking, how the heck did you manage to convince someone that? Keep in mind, we were younger and mainly really stupid, and at the time these ideas definitely seemed like a possibility.
Dude, when I was younger, I was the complete opposite. I went around telling kids that Santa wasn't real just to make them cry.
So you're probably saying, okay, that was a pretty nasty trick, but you apologized and it didn't last for long, right? Well, there's a little more to it. This went on for like a solid year and a half, maybe even 2. I even told her, like, horror stories to freak her out about evil, dark fairies who would come after children in their sleep. I was honestly such an ass at that point in time, and I saw an opportunity and just immediately took it. Looking back on it now, the stories I told her weren't even creative and were just so dumb. And she was super sweet and didn't really deserve that, and it kind of explains why we don't really talk anymore.
Is it bad that I kind of find that funny?
I wish I could say that I don't find it funny, but I'd be lying. Looking back on it, yes, that was hilarious.
Back in kindergarten, I used to love eating paper. I'd get hungry as one does during the school day, and I figured, hey, why not eat some paper? So guess what little 5-year-old me did? She ate paper.
I actually did that a little bit too, to be honest, but more just to freak out my friends and less because I was actually hungry.
Once I did pretty good on a worksheet or something, so the teacher wanted to show my parents a piece of paper. And when the teacher came back, she saw little bite marks in my paper. I'm sure she wasn't too confused, since I can't be the only kid who did things like this. However, what can I say? I was hungry? Is paper even edible? I should go look that up. I'm kinda curious. I guess instead of using my dog ate my homework as an excuse, I could have said, sorry, I ate my homework.
Alright, let me just say that I'm super bad at remembering to do homework, and it's kind of always been that way. There were always other things on my mind when I got home, and maybe a third of the time I would end up forgetting and walking into class having an internal panic attack remembering that I didn't do it. So a lot of the time when I didn't do my homework, I'd find every single way to finish it at school. Do it in the bathroom, do it on the bus, asking my friend for help and speedrunning copying off of them, doing it at my bus stop, sneaking into the corner and doing it during reading time. You name it, I've probably tried it. Nowadays, I can't really do these things because school is a lot stricter and stuff and I don't really have the time. But back in elementary school, I'd pull off every single way I could think of to not get in trouble. And I still did a lot of the time, to be honest.
I still do my homework the day it's due. Help.
These solutions helped a lot in the short term, but if anyone a little younger is watching, it might sound cliche, but just don't cheat and just do your homework. If you forget to do it, just be honest about it, tell the teacher the truth. Forgetting elementary school homework is definitely not the end of the world, and you build up better habits this way. Because like sloppy or copied work really won't be tolerated as years go by, and you can get into more severe punishments for this in the future, which could actually affect trying to get a job and going to college and stuff.
That's facts right there. Honestly, I could use this advice myself.
Honestly though, I wish I could have told that to my younger self.
For my next story, I'll be sharing the time I got a sequin stuck up my nose.
Alright, if I'm gonna be honest, this one I don't think I can relate to.
There's this little girl in my class, and I don't remember her name, so let's call her Bob. Anyways, Little Miss Bob was very popular in my first grade class. I was pretty jealous of Bob, and she was sassy too, so that made me very angry. One day, Bob got a sequin stuck in her nose. I have no idea how it got there, but the whole class started paying attention to her, and boy was I mad! Due to my little 6-year-old rage, I stuck a sequin up my nose too, and the teacher had to pull it out herself. Looking back at that, I realized how dangerous that could have been, but all I can say is, I blame you, Bob. Just kidding, I won't blame anyone but petty 6-year-old me for doing this.
Don't worry, I was honestly a really jealous person back in the day too. I can't say I've gone through the lengths to put decorations in my nostrils, but I hated when anyone else but attention hoarding me got any ounce of admiration.
I guess you could say I bedazzled my nose. What can I say? I like to make things sparkly.
So this one might seem a little less weird, but young me was super into the Warriors series, and I would go around telling all my friends about it, and even if they didn't read it, I'd spend a lot of time educating them on how the universe worked and stuff. So during recess, we'd recreate the clans and with our own fan-made names, and essentially, yeah, we'd just kind of roleplay on the field for like a solid half an hour every day.
Dude, I was one of those wolf roleplay kids in 3rd grade. You know, those little idiots who'd roam around the playground growling and barking. I think I named my wolf Raven. Damn, I was edgy.
The funny thing is that a good deal of people were really into it, and for like multiple months, we would do this every single day during recess. I think it ended in 4th or 5th grade when people started to realize that furries were a thing and that the internet looked down upon it. And then from that point forward, anyone who read the series or participated in the cringy recess roleplay was made fun of a lot, so everyone just kind of stopped at that point. It was kind of a mood, because even though it was really dumb and kind of scuffed, I enjoyed it a lot, and I know the others did too.
I used to be obsessed with Warriors. I'd annoy people until they read the books, and I'd make my closest friends watch Warrior cat maps with me.
Yeah, if you were my friend, you were obligated to listen to me nonstop talk about it, and you were obligated to read it.
Another really weird thing I did in kindergarten was try to impress my crushes, but in really weird ways.
This one hits pretty close to home, man.
For starters, I used to like this one kid, and I chased him around the playground, trying to hug him. Another thing I did with this kid was give him stuffed animals, draw him stuff, and force him to hold my hand. Looking back, I think, wow, I was a jerk, since they clearly didn't like me back. Maybe a few did, but anyways. Dude, 5-year-old me was a simp.
I didn't really have many crushes as a kid, and more of just people that I really admired and desperately wanted to be friends with. But I definitely also did a lot of really dumb stuff, like dumping paper snowflakes on their head or constantly excessively bothering them.
I had way too many crushes when I was younger.
So yeah, that's essentially all the stories we had time to talk about today. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, maybe check out Rex's channel. I might do story times like this in the future. I had a lot of fun making it. Thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.